You now about what's happening in the markets. We're watching this China trade war. I know you've been following this closely, Senator. Markets today reacting positively to some other news. Actually, there's some strong earnings implications out there, some strong economic data, and clearly some of the data shows that Americans do feel good about the economy, but there are major concerns about where this trade war is going, Senator. And the latest is with the president cracking down on Huawei, this Chinese telecom giant, telling U.S. companies they can't do business with this company. I think the American people just want to know, what does this all mean for us? This is escalating, and we don't know how it ends.
Here's what it means, Sandra. Good question. China cheats. China cheats. And if you don't know that, no disrespect, but you're dumb enough for twins. We let China in to the World Trade Organization on December 11, 2001, 20 years ago, roughly. They started cheating December 12. And for 20 years, our leadership in America has acted like a bunch of weenies. We've just let them get away with it. The president is using tariffs as a tactic to say, no more. We want you to be part of the global economy, but there are rules. You can't steal our intellectual property. If we open up our markets, you've got to open up yours. You can't manipulate your currency. Now, we need to stand with the president. I don't want a trade war. The president doesn't want a trade war. The only way to win a trade war is don't fight the thing. I wish we could, and I hope the president is working on getting some of our allies to join us. Canada knows this is going on, the China cheating. So does Korea, South Korea. So does Japan. So does Europe. I would love to see them join.
But Senator, you're talking about long-term gain, and there are those in this country who are feeling the short-term pain. We spoke to a farmer from Wisconsin last hour to get the story on the ground there, because we want to see all sides of this story, Senator. And I'd like you to react to what she told us from Wisconsin. Here's Patty Edelberg.
It's been insane. We've had a lot of farmers, a lot more bankruptcies going on, a lot more farmer suicides. These things are highlighting many of the news stories in our local news. But we have more commodities, more grains sitting on the ground right now because we lost huge export markets. We lost export markets that we had for 30 years.
Now, she did say she supports this move by the president to go tough on China. But for now, there is a lot of pain, and the White House is talking about providing aid to farmers and to bail them out because the situation has gotten bad for so many.
Well, 2 points. Our farmers are in pain, and I'm sorry for that. America was born on a farm. Looking at the bigger picture, the economy's great. Wages up, income up, GDP up, productivity up. Our economy's hotter than a pepper sprout. But I know that doesn't help our farmers. What we need to do is, number one, help our farmers who are selling to China to find other markets. China's not the only country in the world.
Give us an example. Where is that? She wants to know.
Europe. Let me just finish my thought. China's not the only country in the world, for example, that buys soybeans, that uses soybeans to feed their animals. There are other countries. And we need to help our farmers find other markets. But number two, we've got to make a decision here. Short-term pain or long-term gain. And I know it's painful. I get that. But we've got to stand up to China. I don't want to be enemies with China. I want to be their friends. I want to compete with them. Competition makes us better. But they've got to stop cheating. And if we don't stop them now, when? When are we going to do it? For 20 years, America's put up with this. Our leadership has acted like a bunch of weenies. Whether you like Trump or not, he's standing up for America and really for the world. China doesn't just cheat with us. They cheat with everybody else, but other countries are scared to stand up to them. And I don't want to be their enemy. But they've got to play by the rules.
Well, I know you met with Steve Mnuchin. Your committee met with Steve Mnuchin yesterday. What's next with all of it? Where does it go, Senator?
They're talking. They're talking. And I think we're in good faith. I truly believe that they had a deal. President Xi changed his mind. That's his prerogative. He may have some political problems back home. You know, in America, when the politicians get it wrong, we get voted out. In China, when a politician gets it wrong, they kill him. So he's got to be a little careful here. But I still believe, I'm sanguine about this, I still believe China wants a deal. They're smart. President Xi's a smart guy. We need to come out of this with a win-win. And if we can agree on the rules, it'll be the best thing that ever happened to America, but it'll be the best thing that ever happened to China. We can grow together.
You describe our economy as hotter than a pepper. The Chinese economy is in the doldrums right now. Is this the time to act? I mean, do they have the leverage to try to fight back?
Well, the Chinese economy is in trouble. They report 6% growth, but they don't always report accurately. They've got a credit crisis. I'm not saying they've got too much, or that they need more credit. They've got too much debt. Their manufacturing base, a lot of it's moving. You know, labor costs are rising in China. China's got a lot of financial problems. And they need a trade deal more than we do. The world needs a trade deal. But the only thing worse than no trade deal is a bad deal. And we just got to stand behind the president here. We've got to do it. I think he's right. I'm not saying that he's right on everything, and I'm not clairvoyant. And I would like to see us try to recruit some other countries to join with us in standing up to China. But let me say it again. For 20 years, China has cheated, and the American political leadership on both sides of the aisle has just said, oh, okay, we can't make you mad. You may not buy our stuff. You know, grow up, grow some guts. We're sent up here to think long term, and I'm sorry about our farmers, but I do believe we'll get it worked out. But we're not going to get it worked out by acting again like a bunch of weenies.
Senator.